Good morning, Power Reading. Today is Friday, May 8th. Happy Friday. We are doing number 50, Human Rights. Read the article, then complete the ELA writing, power words, and quiz. So today we have vocabulary, the power words. What are human rights? Today we're going to read at level 540. 540 is good. What are human rights? Human rights are ideas about what people need to be safe and free. The right to be free is a human right. So is the right to be safe from war. Many people think governments should protect these rights. Protect. We've seen that word before.
Protect. If you protect something, you keep it safe or take care of it.
Got it. There are many kinds of human rights. Free speech is one example. So is the right to believe what you choose. So, freedom of religion. Protecting human rights sometimes means putting limits on the government. For instance, the police need limits. They should not be able to put people in jail for no reason. Limits.
Limits. Limits are rules that say how much you can have or how much you can do.
Instance.
Instance. An instance is something that happened and can be used as an example.
So we use this phrase, for instance, to mean for example. Who's that guy? Martin Luther King Jr. How do we know? It says his name right here. Martin Luther King Jr. Sometimes governments need to help protect people's rights. Leaders can make sure food and water is healthy, for example. Education is also a human right. Many governments provide free education for their people.
Provide. When you provide something, you give it to someone who might need it.
Means like to give. Long ago, people had few rights. Few means not many. Countries must sometimes work together to protect human rights. They may team up to protect people from war. They can also cooperate to stop pollution. Long ago, most people had few rights. They had to do whatever a ruler said. In time, more people wanted fairer treatment. Great thinkers said that people deserved freedom. In many cases, people had to fight for their rights.
Deserved. If you deserved something, you worked for it and were supposed to have it.
The American Revolution in 1775 to 1783 was one such fight. Many Americans wanted more rights. They wanted freedom from Great Britain. The Declaration of Independence put these rights into writing, or in writing. It said people deserved life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So they deserve freedom. They should have freedom and life and the ability to become happy. The United States won its independence, but many people there still did not have rights. For example, most blacks in the United States lived as slaves. It took the Civil War, 1861 to 1865, for African Americans to gain the right to freedom. Women also had few rights at this time. They could not vote. They could not own property. Women did not earn the right to vote in the United States until about 100 years ago. Who's that? This is Malala. Malala was speaking at an event for a nonprofit organization. She also fights for human rights. Countries work together to protect people's rights. World War II 1939 to 1945 helped more people see the importance of human rights. Terrible crimes happened during the war. Many innocent people were killed. Afterward, more countries saw the need to do more. They wanted to work together to protect people's rights around the world. In 1945, many countries formed the United Nations. The UN, United Nations, the UN listed human rights all people deserve. They include the right to go to school. Clean water is another human right, the UN says. So is the right to live in peace. Protecting human rights has never been easy. The UN, United Nations, and other groups do what they can. They try to help people in trouble become safer and freer. Let's do our activities. We need to do our power words. These are your vocabulary. And then do your writing. ELA writing. Don't do social studies. We are in power reading. What are human rights? Give examples from the article. Does everyone have equal human rights? Explain. Write in your own words. When you finish the writing, take your quiz. Send me a message on Remind if you need help or have any questions.